Oh, it says I'm supposed to be online. Oh, there. Oh, there I am. Oh, there. Oh, there I am. Oh, there I am. Oh, it says I have a viewer. Hey, look, I'm wearing a beanie. My wife says that I look like one of the wet bandits. I don't know if I agree. Anyway, I'm just posting on Twitter and then get everything set up. I don't know about where the camera is. There we go. With building an RPG type of thing in Laravel. Let's see. All right. Start to get stuff set up. All right. So the game plan tonight is to start to get, I guess, ideally, start to allow you to move around rooms. Might be pretty complicated, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's start. Make this bigger. Let's get this all started up. Sail up. Port is already allocated. Oh, I might be running some stuff in Docker. Let's stop this. Stop all this. All right, server's running. Let me get browser up. Since an update, might as well update this. All right. And log in. All right. Yesterday, not on stream, I got Livewire set up. So now when you create a character, full page refresh, it just shows up wherever it should. I need to clear that. Brad Root should show up underneath Ansley. There you go. And that was actually really easy. I mean, it wasn't super easy. It wasn't super straightforward, but it's pretty cool the way that Livewire works. I do wish Brave had a small Chrome mode. Okay, get that over there. Let's put this up here. Let's get connected to the database. Here's the database. Put that over here. I might as well get up there. CD coding, Laravel blog. The font on this one not as big as the other one. There we go. That's better. New window opens a new window. New tab opens a new tab. I guess that makes sense. What am I doing? Loading the VS Code. What I want is this. There we go. All right. Put some stuff up. Okay, so the plan today is when you hit on this play button, that it takes you to the play screen. And originally my plan was to not use Livewire in this project. I was just going to just build it with kind of vanilla Laravel and templates. So there were a lot of page refreshes, just kind of like the same thing that I think the old text like worked that way. But I got a wild hair up my butt last night and decided that I would get Livewire in place, and just playing with it a little bit last night made me think that I might as well just kind of right out the gate try using Livewire, because it seems like most projects that I'm going to build going forward are going to be built out of Livewire. So I probably should just figure out how to make this work. So it seems like instead of making a rooms route, which is what happens now, you hit play and then it redirects automatically to whatever. I'm just going to have a play screen that then is kind of like a single page app, essentially. Sorry, I'm just setting up streamer mode on Discord. There we go. Live on Twitch. That's cool that it shows me as live on Twitch in Discord. All right, so I guess let's just dive right into it. So I open up my web routes, and let's see. This play ID is actually going to be the whole kit and caboodle. So actually, I'm going to get rid of the room route, and let's do a control find for room just to see. Okay, that's redirecting to room. So yeah, once I get rid of this, there we go. All right, so play ID. This needs to actually load a view. So let's create a new view. Or let's come in here and change an existing view, because I'm pretty sure I already have I have a play view. There you go, I have a play view. It's easy. So for now, return view play. And we're probably going to want to send the character in there. Character should be character. Yeah. And close that semicolon. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, it just says poop. Playing is actually schmimmel. Schmimmel. Sorry, need some chapstick. All right, so right now it just says poop, but we're actually going to want to replace this with something that's like, I assume we're probably going to want to have multiple components going on. So maybe for the first one, I wish I had do I have a screenshot somewhere of what text like looked at that I can bring up? I don't even know. Maybe the text like subreddit. I don't think there are any screenshots on the GitHub. No. At least this is in the old text like subreddit, so maybe there are screenshots in here. Ooh, this is a very rough early version of text like. But cocaine blues. Wow, 10 years ago. It's crazy. Anyway, this is basically what we want to set up, I guess, as a first version. So let's start with some sort of like character panel. Let's say X character. Oh no, it's gonna be live. It's gonna be Livewire, isn't it? So my only problem with like what I don't understand about Livewire so far is that if you've got multiple components, how do you set up like crosstalk between components? You know, like let's say I've got this character component and um, and then I have like a fight component, and there's a fight happening, and the fight, you know, hurts the player character, and so like their health has to go down in the other components. So yeah, maybe I'll just Google that real quick. I usually have another window going up here. Let's put this up here. Put that in front of the terminal. Laravel Livewire component communication. Okay, there you go. Livewire components can communicate with each other through a global event system. As long as two Livewire components are living on the same page, they can communicate using events and listeners. Okay. All right. So this, okay. So it sounds like if I have a character component, I can basically set up a listener that listens for a like, you know, character, update character. And then it can pull in the new character and although I'm still kind of curious about, is it really gonna like update itself? All right. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. We can start implementing it and then kind of go from there. So, characters blade. Okay. So first up, what I need to do is sail artisan. I always forget what the commands are. So it's like live wire, make live wire. Okay, this isn't working for me. There we go. Let's make this bigger. Make. There we go. Live wire make. Sail artisan. Live wire make. And then we want to name this character panel. Why not? All right, so that made us a character panel blade. Let me go back to my play blade. So character panel, let's call this character panel. And then character is character. All right, now we can go into Livewire component. Just for now, let's just echo out the name again, just to get something in there so that we can see it's working. Character name. Don't need to. All right, and then where is the character panel? There we go. Render. I think this is supposed to, let's see, character list, public characters. There we go. So public character. All right, let's refresh. All right, seems like it's working. So that's good. We want some other info in here. So we're going to go back to the blade template. So many different files. That's my only beef. You can put all your HTML, like instead of using a view or a blade template, you can actually put all your HTML right in the render function, but that's kind of yucky. It feels kind of yucky to me. So all right, I gotta do something for my wife real quick. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put on the chatting camera just so that I can protect my privacy from all you goobers watching at home, waiting for me to make some sort of little mistake for you to screenshot and then message me later about. Um, if you're watching, all one of you, and you are able to chat, say hello, or don't. I don't really care. Do whatever you want. What am I doing? What am I doing here? It's already sorted by age. It's already sorted by age. Okay. Wait, she has 4, 5. Okay, she has 5. She needs 6. All right, I'm just setting up TV downloads for my wife. All right. All right. All right, we're back in action. All right, so let's just get some basic shit in here because we don't really need to focus a lot on this character panel necessarily right now. This second, so we'll just make it real sloppy. Because what we really the most important thing we need. Did I already close that other picture? Let's just keep this up. Let's keep this image up. All right, because we really need health and experience, and we can show attributes, I suppose, too. Ordered list item. I do kind of wish I had. I'm like starting to wish that I wish I had PHP Storm. It's not as expensive as I thought it was. Like it's only for an individual. They do have a free license that I could possibly qualify for, but I don't think so. Yeah, so $90 for the first year, $71 for the first year, second year, and then $53 every year past that. That's not bad. I mean, if I keep programming with Blade in my free time, it might actually be worth it. They do have special offers for open source projects, so like I could convince them that just me as a person am an open source project, and that I will be using it to create a lot of different open source projects. They might buy that and give me a free copy. But I'd have to email them or whatever, and that's difficult. It's difficult. Anyway, onward and upward. Want health. Doing this very old school right now. Character. So current health. I'm assuming it's current health. Divided by character max health. I don't remember what we named these columns. Let's see. Max health and health. Okay, well, shame on me. Let's see if this works. Okay, cool. We got a health. Let's do another. The main reason I brought up PHP Storm is just because it's like annoying editing these PHP files. And like this says blade, but like it's not doing HTML autocomplete for me. Strong experience. This is, let me just keep move this window a little bit. There we go. All right, now we get to see the table at the same time we're writing it. Character, it's experience, and then it's character experience to next level. Who needs brevity? All right, that's cool. And then I guess just to be thorough, let's display the attributes. All right, strength, stamina, intelligence, dexterity, luck. We have almost. Well, it's not quite the same anymore, but strong. Oh, we don't need to strong it. We need to say strength, and then this is character strength, and then we just got to repeat this a couple times. 5, because it's dexterity. Constitution, intelligence, and then luck. All right, I'm gonna have to go through and DCIL. All right. All right, so that's there. Do we want to try to make a little like health bar right now? It could be fun. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Got bigger things to fry, bigger fish to fry, bigger things to fry. It sounds like I'm just frying stuff willy nilly, just grabbing things and frying it. These apple stickers, fry these apple stickers. Whoever's out there watching right now is probably mortified. It's like watching your grandfather program. All right. Anyway, make this big again. Okay, so we've got a character thing, and now we need to create. I just really want to see this stuff working, and so what I'm going to do next is we're going to do a Livewire component called. It's really only other panel here, right? Like a room panel. All this other stuff, yeah, it's character panel and a room panel. So I guess we'll just name something room panel. Make room panel. Oh, and while we're here, we might as well fill out this event thing. So event listeners. All right, protected listeners. Let me save this. Let's go back to this character panel. Let's do protected listeners. And then we say we're listening for character updated. And that should run refresh character. Yeah. Now this should actually be really easy because it should just be public. Missed a semicolon. The joy of PHP. Function refresh character should be this character refresh. Okay. I actually think I need to run to the bathroom. I'm gonna take a little bathroom break. I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. All right. Cool. Stoner beanie back on. I'm not sponsored by Ease. I just got given a free hoodie or a free beanie by them. All right. So one thing that I'm curious about right now is I just want to see that this like cross connection thing actually works. So I think let's see room panel. Let me make sure I got the room panel in the main view. Gotta just like use where is isn't there normally a thing up here? Open editors. There you go. This will make life actually a lot easier using this little thing here. Anyway, live wire, room panel. And this is a good question, is how am I going to change? Like, how do I, I'm going to have to send the room equals room. I'd send the character and get the room off the character. Which might be a... All right, well, that's question number one. And then, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Focus. Let's bring up the routes again. Play. Then room's going to equal character. Don't we have, doesn't the character model have a room? Yeah. Okay, seems okay so far. Nothing's mad. But I am not actually not actually doing anything with this room panel. Public room. And that's all good. Blade template. Let's do let's just echo out room ID. Actually, rooms have a description, so we can echo out room description. All right, so this character's actually in a room. Is everybody in a room? Go away. There we go. Content, users, characters. So only my characters are in a room, right? Most of my characters are in a room already. All right, so that's good. So we're gonna need to do a little. I'm gonna put in a to do. It's not really a to do to put here though, but we'll say to do if character is not in a room, generate the first room. But I think instead of the way TextLive worked, if you created a character and then went to go play that character, if it wasn't in a room, it just went ahead and generated the room for you. I think now I'm going to do a little bit more work up front. I'm not sure how much. I'm going back and forth thinking about it though, because if I generate one room when the character's created, then it's going to have to generate all the rooms that are connected to it. And then from there, it could generate all the rooms connected to those rooms and so on until it makes a floor, and then it could go down. And it's like, how many rooms do I generate in advance? If I'm generating rooms as needed, I might as well not even generate that first room So maybe this to do is relevant. Generate the first room, generate the connecting rooms, and then go from there. I don't know. I think in text like, let's see, what does it do? Let's see what it does. I've got like a room generator file somewhere. Or maybe not. Processing mob functions, character functions. Refresh health, refresh total, list or create characters, selected characters. This is all character related stuff, which is a good thing because functions, create initial room, create room, place character in room, create offshoot rooms. I have some go-tos in here. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well, I'm not going to look at any of that because it looks real confused, like very confusing and not good. So I'm just going to pretend that I didn't see that and that that's not relevant to what we're doing here whatsoever, because that just didn't look. I'm not going to say I didn't know what I was doing 10 years ago and everything worked. So, can it really be bad? But at the same time, yuck. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say to that is yuck. Okay, this character panel is cool and all, but I'm just going to hide this from now because we don't need it. And then room panel blade, let's do H1. We're just gonna say room. And then this room doesn't have any north, south, east, or west, or anything. It doesn't have anything. Okay, but that's not really what I'm trying to do here anyway. What I really want to do is I want to do something like this button, and then we've got to assign it to Livewire. Vector list, wire, click. Just want to see this working. Say button, wire, click, hurt character. Yeah, because we're gonna fuck that character up. Hurt me, daddy. Okay, let's just for fun, let's make this look like an actual button. Okay, we got a button. We're gonna click it, nothing happens. It's a broken. All right, it's because we don't have a hurt me daddy or hurt me daddy, a hurt character function. So we need public function hurt character. And then here's a good question. I don't have the character. How do I hurt the character from here? I don't think room has a character. I mean, room doesn't have a character assigned to it because. Oh, it does. Look at that. This has one character. Well, for now, we'll just do this. Do character equals room character. Nope, character. Oh, we don't really need to do this. Room character health equals 50. Room character save. And then we need to call that event. Sorry, this needs to be this room, and then this emit. And then what did I call it? I called it something like oh, where did I character panel? I called it character updated. All right, so go back in here. We'll emit character updated. All right, see what happens. Nope. Characters room ID does not exist. Oh, because it's not. It's like it's not room ID. It's um, where is it? It's current room ID. All right, so I probably need to update this relationship just to see, did it actually update? No. Oh, because it didn't find the character. Okay, so I need to update this relationship in room. Because it's not, it has one. I bet it's something easy like this. I hope that it is that easy. Okay, so there we go. So I hit hurt me daddy and the character's health gets set to 50. So that's how we can change the character, save it to the database, and then it will automatically update that. So let's do this a little better, just because that wasn't a very cool trial. Let's do health. Can I do just health -1? Yeah, look at that. So that's pretty cool. And then just to show the viewers at home what's happening, you load up the page, load you up everything. When I hit hurt me daddy, it's firing little Ajax events. Check that room panel. Emitted character updated, and then character panel just got a diff back with the updated health in it, and then the browser diffed the HTML provided back against the HTML being displayed on screen and updated the health. So it's really cool that you get that. Actually, it just feels so magical. It feels so beautiful and magical. Just getting this beautiful DOM diffing right out of the box like this. Oh, all right. Okay, so now that we're done with our little test, that was just for fun. Let me clear away all this code. It's not even a lot of code, is it? All right. Okay, so now that there's a room description, we need to start being able to move between rooms, and that means that if on the play screen, yeah, this is an interesting problem. I need to make sure that every time you load up a room, that more rooms are generated for it. You know, and I don't want to pre-generate every single room. I could generate a whole floor in one go. That might be good. Maybe not 100% necessary, but yeah, this is interesting. Ouch. All right, so if I was to, let's not even say that we've decided, we haven't decided that we're generating an entire floor at once. Uh, we haven't decided if we're generating just more than the exits for a room. Like every time you land in a room, is it going to generate all the exits right then and there? It could do that. If we generate the whole floor at one time, we still have to on demand generate the next floor when the user is ready to move on to the next floor. So no matter what, we need to pick a point where we're going to generate more than just the current room. So first up, let's go back to the character screen. Let's pick a character that we just created. There we go. This one doesn't have a room at all. So this is where that to do comes in on Playblade. Nope, not on Playblade. There we need the route. Okay, so we just need to say if character current room ID is null. Is that how that works? Is that how it works in PHP? Eloquent is null. Is null conditional. Now, that's not what I really want. I want to know if, okay, sorry, PHP is null. You know what? I don't care if it's a function, I guess. It's weird that it's a function, but I guess I'll just get used to PHP. All right. So if is null, we need to create a room. I don't think I ever made a room controller, did I? No, there's a room factory. It's not helpful at all. All right, if the current player's room is null, we want to create a room. And we don't want to just create we don't want to just create the room they're in. We want to create the rooms that go in that room. But maybe we don't create the rooms for that room until later. So first up, if I do this, we'll do this. Room equals room. Okay, so that's what we want. And if is null character, just do if is null room. Let's create a room. Real easy. Room equals room, new room. Is that how we do this? Pretty sure that's how we do this. New room, and then we say room x equals 0, room y equals 0, room z equals 0 or 1. These are actually all supposed to default to, I think they're all supposed to default anyway. Yeah, the default is 0, 0, 1, so we don't even really need to do this. And then room description, just say this is an auto generated first room. We'll come back in here and do all the room description logic, because that all still exists. And like if we go back over here, I'm probably just going to pull most of the room description creation stuff out of here, because this stuff's not bad. It's not bad. I got a smudge on my glasses. All right. So auto generate first room. Anything else in here we need to set? I don't think we need to set anything yet. Filled is false because it's not false. Oh, we need to room character equals character. I think this will work. And then room user equals user. Why is this mad? Oh, that's why. I'm assuming that works. Does room have a user? No. Let's do public function user. I really need a auto code formatter thing. Maybe I'll set that up tonight. This has one user class. Also, wasn't that cool earlier how I just intuited that Laravel is going to let me put the proper the proper column for one of these relationships right here. Maybe I read that before, but I don't think so. All right. So I just have a feeling that it's just gonna let me do whatever it was I just did. Or was that here? Okay, room user. So room save, and then what I want to do is I want to do room refresh so that I can get the fresh model with all the defaults. All right, let's try this again. Oop. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work. Room character ID. What if I do user ID and I send user? No, it's not going to work. Well, it was a nice dream. Read description of null. Oh, because I don't want to send character room. I want to send room. Oh, and we need to actually character current room ID should be room ID character save. Well, anyway, there we go. Auto-generated first room. Why is there a stray? Oh, there is a stray bracket in there. All right. All right, so the room's been generated, but we have a bigger problem, which is that we have no exits in this room. This is a room from which you cannot move. You can't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. 001. So we need to generate offshoot rooms for this room. So let's go back into our web view, which is already getting pretty big. Getting a little hefty here in our view. Eventually I can move this entire view to its own file, which will be nice. Or just kind of break this logic out of here and put it somewhere else. Just put it in some other file somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know what the best practice for Laravel yet would be, but you could just stick it in some other helper file, or maybe some of this room logic could go into the room model. I don't really like to put business logic in the models, but or maybe this stuff's appropriate to go into a controller. Right now, my impression of Laravel controllers is that they're like really good for like resource endpoints and API and stuff, but I'm assuming I can put my own functions in there and then access it some similarly magical way. All right, anyway. So we created a room, saved a room. Now we need to generate rooms that come off of it. And then display those on screen. Okay, so before we refresh anything, we're just going to come down here. I'm going to refresh the models. All right, because we're probably going to want to do that after whatever we do here. I mean, the character doesn't really need to get refreshed, so maybe I'll just comment that out for now. Okay, so we've created the room, and now we need to figure out how we want to generate the offshoot rooms. So a room can have a maximum of 4 connecting rooms, north, south, east, and west. And we want to generate some random number of those with probably a minimum of, well, the minimum will change because we don't want rooms to go on forever in every direction. We want a floor to have a limited number of rooms. We don't really want it to branch out of a certain size, especially if we want to draw like an auto map. If we want to draw like an auto map, that's just like a little mini map in the corner of the screen. It's probably important for us that rooms stay to like a contained square area so that they can just stay within the size we set in the mini map. because we're lazy, so like if 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 a room is in the farthest corner, we're going to want to know that we only want to generate rooms on the south and the east side of the room, because the north and west are off limits because they're too far out there. um, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. So right now, let's just say number of rooms to generate. Let's just generate all 4, and that's not even and this isn't even that helpful of a variable, because what we really want is directions to generate. And this is actually probably a place where enums, a new PHP feature that I'm not sure I have yet. I think that's coming in 8 point something, 8.1, 8.2. I'm not a PHP expert yet, but enums would be great for this. But for now, we're just going to use an array of strings: north, south, east, and west. So we're going to generate rooms for everyone in every single direction. An enum would be really good. And then we're going to set up something that's going to be a little helper thing for us. Direction diffs, because what happens is north is technically it's just an x. It's a modification in the x direction. It's x plus 1, 1 0. 1 0 is north. South would be -1 0, and then east would be 0 1. And if you don't understand why I'm doing this, you'll see in a little bit, maybe. Or we'll find out that I'm just fucking nuts and just did this for no reason at all and it wasn't necessary. But I feel like it is going to be helpful. All right. So technically, I want to put this up here, because this is like a constant. This direction diffs. We don't. We probably don't even need to keep this around here. We can put it somewhere else and access it when we need it. All right. So let's say for direction, for each direction in directions to generate. We're going to create a new room. New room. Room description is just going to be this is an auto generated offshoot room. And then also let's do a little something here. Did I do this wrong? There we go. Right, this is right. Direction, no. God damn, I hate for each loops in PHP. They're so confusing. For each guard as guards. Okay, so I've got this backwards. Okay, there we go. All right, and then this actually only needs to run if room filled. Because filled is a Boolean, right? Yeah. Okay, so if the room is not filled, and at the end of this, we're going to do room filled is true. All right, anyway. Description, and then it would be nice if there was a well, you'll see in a second. Anyway, room XY, room Z is always going to be, sorry. Let's turn this to new room. New room, new room, new room equals room Z. And then new room X equals room X, but we're adding a direction diff of direction and 0. And then same thing down here, we're doing Y, and then 1. All right. So that way it places it in the right place, in theory. It'll like change, it automatically change the XY coordinates to be in the right place. It's not really a big deal for the XY coordinates to be out of whack. We're not actually using the XY coordinates for anything unless we actually do a mini map. Actually. But I just like them. I like them. All right, so they're in the right place now. We do want to set the room ID and character ID because they were generated for this character and this user. And then we also need to set room. So this is annoying. This PHP switch. Is there a switch statement in PHP? Of course there is. It's not Python. I mean, the switch is cool and all, but this doesn't look nice. This doesn't look good. Do I want to do an if or a switch? A switch is more appropriate. All right, I'm going to do a switch because that's what we're doing. We're switching. If direct, switch on the direction. Case north means room north. Oh, we need to save. First up, we need to save this new room. This isn't right. And then new room, save. Room north equals new room ID break. All those breaks are annoying, but that's not what I wanted. It's still not what I wanted. Why is it indenting it on purpose? Just to fuck with me. Wow, it's really annoying. All right, north, south, south, east. Oops, cancel. West. And then room save again. And then room filled true. All right, let's see if this works. Well, something happened. 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks pretty good. It didn't change filled to true. Oh, because I didn't save it. Okay, it's gonna break right now. I'm just gonna delete this character. Create a new character. Brad root. Submit that. I gotta clear that form. Hold on. I gotta be in my bonnet. Character panel. Nope. Character list. All right, save, and then this new character name. All right, let's try this out. Okay, unfilled the box. It didn't collapse it, but that's okay. I don't care. Makes me feel a little bit better. Let's close that. All right, now if we go to play. Uh-oh. Oh, because I didn't refresh. I saved. You know, this is something I'm learning is kind of a problem. This is probably because I haven't set up my models completely. You know, like if I go in there and I set some defaults on my room model, I bet that'll fix it. So let's go take a look at that so that we can fix this problem. It's like great that it worked now, but oh, now I'm in an offshoot room. That's not. I shouldn't be. Yeah, we already got a bug in here somewhere. Yeah, how did I move to how did I change rooms? Should be in room 11. Because I'm in room 14 now. Don't know how that happened. Let's hold on a second. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Let's see what went wrong here. Let's do this again. That seems to be moving the character to a different room on a refresh play. Oh, okay. Well, first let's fix this problem. Let's fix this problem. There we go. Default attribute values. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to say protected attributes. And this would also be a good place to put in like the room text generator maybe. So X should default to 0. Y should default to 0. Z should default to 1. And that should basically solve this problem, I think. Let's go back. Let's delete Brad. Oh no! I'm fading away. Oh, okay. That didn't actually happen. All right, Brad. Let's play Brad. Awesome. Okay, let's say, do I stay in the room? Do I stay in the room? Okay, I'm staying in the room. And then if we look at the database, it looks like I'm in room. Yeah, I'm in room 21. And then it's got all these offset rooms that are not yet filled. All right, so this seems good so far. I can already see that there's a problem. And the problem is going to be that when we change rooms, we're not doing a page refresh. We're going to be moving into a different room within the component. Well, whatever. Let's get started. So the next step is to put directional links to each room that exists. So in this case, all the rooms exist, but we have to figure that out. Okay, so let's go into our model again. We're gonna do relationships for this north, south, east, and west that we can see here. All right, so public function north room. This is going to be returned. This has one room class and it's north. And then we're going to do south, east, and west. So south, east, and west. Oh. All right, so now let's go back into, let's see, room panel. No. We want room panel dot blade. There we go. All right, so we need some conditionals, and I don't remember how to do blade conditionals. Blade conditional. Just do an if. Oh, blade directives. If statements. Real easy. Look at this. So easy. All right, so we're gonna do if room north. Should be easy, right? I have to put in parentheses. It looks like if room north. And if room north. We want like a, I guess we can say it's a button again. Button, live, wire. Oh, I didn't really need to set up those relationships because I don't ever really, do I really need the room? Because I don't. I really just need the, room ID. So if room north, live wire. Forgot how to make live wire components again already. Let's bring up the character panel. Nope, not right place again. It's character list. There we go. All right, on wire click. Okay. So many files. Wire click. Change room. North. Button. All right, and then what we need, just make sure this loads up. North, click it. Shit breaks. All right, because we need to send a variable, don't we? So live wire. Let's go back to the docs. Actions. It's actions. Down enter, do something. I don't want to just do something. There we go. To do. And then this should be room north. All right, that's it. All right, looks fine to me. I think that's right. And so then we'll come in here to the room panel PHP. And we'll do public function, change room ID. And didn't I already? Oh yeah, I did something earlier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do room. Sorry, let's back up. Character equals room character. And then what we want is we want to just, we can do some validation here, make sure they're moving into the right room, but we don't need to do that yet. So character current room ID equals ID. I mean, why not? Save it. Why does this say undefined variable room? It's right here. Oh, because it's this room. Always forget this. Character save, and then we don't really need to refresh the character, do we? But we do need to change this room to this room, north room. This is a little weird. No, not north room. This room is room find ID. Is that how that works? I don't know if this is how this works, but we're gonna find out. Hey, check that out. All right, so we're moving between rooms now. But this just shows that we need to create offshoot rooms when needed. Because now we can move into a room, but what good does it do? Now we're stuck there. There's nowhere to go. But right now, let's create the other rooms. Room test. Submit. Playroom. Auto-generated first room's got a north. Let's create the other north, south, east, and west. South, east, west. Make these capitals. All right, so we should see offshoots for all of them. Oh shit, I changed rooms again. I didn't click on anything and it changed. It already moved me to a different room. So why is it doing that? I didn't click on anything. So we already have like weird fucking bugs happening, which is good. It's always good for that to happen. Oh, I see. Whoops. Well, that shouldn't be doing anything. All right, well, anyway, this stuff should go in here because we don't need to if the character's already in a room, we don't need to set the character room to the room ID that we just loaded out of the character. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's figure out. Let's try it again. Auto-generate first room. Haven't clicked anything. I'm already in an offshoot room. Okay, so this is maddening. Maybe it's maddening. It's just so weird that it's already broken and I haven't even done anything yet. Maybe the problem is no room filled. That should be fine. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? It's 70. The one I'm on? Okay, so it says the database shows that they're in room 70. So then why is the room displaying? All right, so let's do this real quick. Room description, room number, room ID. Room number 71. Okay, so it's showing 71, but the character is actually in room 70. So the bug's not actually data related. It's something else is happening. It's getting past the wrong room. So if we go look back at the view, character room is supposed to be room. Oh, it's because of this. It's oh wait, no, this is new. Room south, new room ID, room filled true, room save, room refresh. Character room not point to the right room has one room class. Maybe this is the problem. Yeah, it wasn't using the right column. Oh. Oh. What? Character has one room, and the room that the character is in should be stored in current room ID. Okay, so maybe what I thought worked earlier wasn't working. All right, let's go back to Eloquent. It says return phone class foreign key. Oh, local key. Okay, so it's that how this works? Okay, okay. So hold on a second. Let me go back and look at this. Character has one current room ID, and the other one's ID. I see now. Okay, so this is the foreign key for the other class. Interesting. Okay, so the bug was just a relationship thing where I think it was just looking for the first room that had the character ID on it. Okay, so one bug fix kind of. Let's go back into the room panel. This lack of spacing is giving me fits. Okay, so now we can create a main room and create directions to branch off into rooms attached to it. We're very close to being able to just move around wherever we want. So this next step is figure out what controllers can controllers be used for anything. Controllers. So defining all your request handling logic as closures in your route files, you may wish to organize behavior using controller classes. Group related request handling logic into a single class. Okay, so let's make a room controller because I don't have one. Pretty sure. Yeah, I have a character controller and a controller. Does Laravel make controllers, or does the artisan make controllers? Make controller. Sale artisan help. Just see what it says. Create a resource controller for the given model. Create a resource controller class. Exclude the create and edit. Well, whatever. Let's see, to make a room controller. Well, that's not quite what I wanted. I want room controller. There we go. All right, what does this character controller look like? It's got characters, it's got a request. Okay, because I wanted that stuff. All right. All right, so we're gonna create a new function, classroom controller. All right, how do I use these once I get these in place? Basic controllers. Can I use them not with routes? I mean, I'm assuming I can use them without routes. Okay, so maybe a controller is not really what I want, but basically sounds like I just want to make my own my own class that can do my own thing. I'm gonna take the beanie off because it's making my ears hurt. All right, so I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna pretend that this didn't happen. And then we're gonna go poking around the folder structure. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna build it into my model object right now. It doesn't really matter. Public function create offshoots. I'm gonna say if this filled equals. Wait, maybe let's call it fill. Function fill. If this filled equals true, do nothing. Just return. Can I do an empty return? Just return null for now. Oh. Okay. What about populate? There we go. All right. So maybe I should change the name of that column from filled to populated or something. All right, and then let's go back over to let's go back over the view so we can steal that code. Directional disk. We'll steal all this. And we're gonna say room populate. All right, let's go back over to our room model. Let's fill this up. Have those direction diffs. We already did our room fill check. Lower this down. All right, all these rooms need to change into this. Uh-oh, we don't have access to the character user ID here, but we'll figure that one out. This. Oops. This. There we go. This. All right, so I could get the user from the facade, but I might as well just pass in user and character because I've got it in this other view. So let's go back, pass in character and user. Technically, I feel like this function should be named like populate for character user, you know, but don't worry about that right now. Gonna kick the can on that one. All right, so let's go back to the room. Let's go back to the room generation. This will need to, you know, this is a big old to do make dynamic, but I feel like this is going to work as is. All right, let's see if it does. Let's just make a new character and then hit play. Okay, that didn't work. User ID is not present in table users. Oh, I must have put them in back. Oh, user character. I bet I put them in backwards. It says function populate user character. I bet if we go over to the web route, we're going to see I put character user. Yep. Okay, let's back up. Play. Okay, seems like it's working. All right, so then the next trick is that we need this populate thing, and we need to take this over to probably our play room panel. All right, look, this room find. Let's change this to let's go next room equals room find. Let's do our fail ID, and then do next room populate, and we need the auth facade. Forgot how this works. Let's go back to the web route, user auth user. There we go. And then go back to the room panel. Auth user character. I don't think we're gonna need to refresh, but let's find out. This room equals next room. All right, let's see how this works. Let's go north. Let's go south. Let's go north again. Just go back to 93. Go south again. Oh. Uh-oh. Something's not working. Something's not working, right? It seems like it's generating new rooms all the time. Okay, so something's going wrong. Hmm. Let's create a new character. Hit play. Okay, so far so good. Let's go north. Let's go south. Yeah, see that's. Oh, I know what's happening. Okay, so what's the bug now is that we're not actually finding rooms that already exist. You know, if you are in a room and you travel north, going south should take you back into the existing room. But in this case, when I head north, it's generating all new rooms. So the south door actually goes out of a different door. It doesn't go to the same place before. So let's go back to our room model. And so something important needs to happen here. We can do a couple things. I can generate the X and Y, but really we should be able to just auto set the direction on the old room or on the new room, right? So like if the direction is north, then we know new room south should equal this ID, right? Does this work? I think this will work as long as I ensure that I don't generate any directions that already exist. So let's try this out. So this one should be north, east, west, west, east, right? Okay, but we still need to make sure that we don't try to generate offshoot rooms for a direction that already exists. So I wonder if there's a way to like stop but continue. PHP for each continue. Okay, continues used to skip. Okay, good. All right. So let's do this. We're gonna do another switch. Actually, no, we're gonna do something. I don't know what's. Let's see if we start writing this as a conditional. So if direction equals north and room this north is not null, is null. If direction north and this north is not null, then we do continue. Okay, and then this actually needs to be a bunch of ors because we want to handle every. Can we like nest conditionals like this? uh, or south and south, or east and east, or west and west. So this is just saying like if any of these conditional statements are true, just skip this part of the loop. And this is incredibly ugly code, but you know what? We're writing PHP, so can't get any better than that. All right, so again, I'm going to delete a couple characters. All right, we're going to create a new Brad character. All right, so if I hit play, auto-generated first room. So we're in room 126. Let's head north. 127. Let's head south. We should go back to 126. Ah, damn it. Okay, so this didn't work. Let's continue supposed to skip the rest of the loop. All right, what's gone wrong here? I'm gonna wipe out the database because it's annoying. So let me go to the database seeder. And I'm gonna say, let's not do any of that. Let's just create my own character or my account. Go back over here, sale artisan, migrate fresh seed. Okay, I forgot what the command was. Migrate fresh. Sale artisan, migrate fresh seed. I thought I did this right. Oh, artistan. Haha. Cool. All right, so let's refresh this. I gotta go home. Go to my character screen, create a character. Brad. Hit play. All right, let's see what this looks like in the database. All right, so as of right now, north, south, east, and west. Go somewhere. Okay. And I can just do a blank return. If this filled, we just do this. We don't need to do false. Yeah, direction north, and it's not null. Direction south, and it's not null. All right. Well, anyway, let's see what happens when I go north. Now it generated a new room at 0, 0. So this isn't working properly. Oh, because I'm not saving the new room. See if this works. Okay, let's go back to characters. Let's delete this character. Make a new character. Brad. Let's refresh the database. No rooms. Hit play. Got 5 rooms. So we have 5 rooms. So when I move to the next room, there should be 3 new rooms, right? So we should have a total of oh, look at that. It didn't generate any branching rooms. How did that happen? All right, so now we have a different bug. Not even sure what I changed right now to. Oh, it's because all the IDs are wrong. So we probably want to do new room save. And then we want to do this save and new room save. Okay, I wasn't saving the changes. Oh, this saved, but new room's not saving after that. Now let's see if this helps. Characters Brad, delete. Create a new character. Play. Okay, we've got all the rooms. Let's go north. 8 rooms? 8 rooms. All right, we're getting somewhere. Look at this. Look at this. We've got 2 rooms with every room generated, and then each one has some rooms generated off of it. So let's go back. Did I go south? Let's go north. Oh, let me go. I want to get back to the first room. So south and south. It says room 15. Yeah, generated first room. So if I go north, then go south, I go east, and then west, we're moving around. Very cool. Only took an hour and 40 minutes. So it's not very exciting, but it does work. And it could go on forever. Like if I just keep moving forward, just gonna keep going north. Make this bigger. Go north. We just keep getting more rooms. Look at that. But this isn't actually the full solution. This is actually probably a garbage solution because, to be honest, what if you go in a circle? So let's work this out. Let's see this happen together. Let's create a new character. I'm gonna hit play. All right, so now I'm in a room. So let's go in a circle. Let's say I go north, east, south, and then west. Wouldn't that be like north, east, south, west? Wouldn't that take me right back to the same spot? So let's try that. Let's go north. Let's go east. Let's go south. Let's go west. Okay, we didn't go in a circle successfully. Because this logic that I built here, while it's ensuring that when you generate a room for one room, it gets connected to any rooms that are generated for it, it's not checking to see if there's already other existing rooms in the vicinity. And this is where the benefit of those XY coordinates come in. So what we really want to do is if it's trying to generate something like this, we need to do another extra check. All right, so what we really want to do, I want to do the same sort of thing. So let's see X to search is going to be this. And then the Y to search is going to be this. And then we're going to do found room equals room find. And then we want to find in a specific way. And I'm pretty sure this is how Eloquent works now, but let's just go double check. Don't need serialization. We just need Eloquent. Well, this isn't helping me. What's going on here? Eloquent, getting started. There we go. Retrieving models, collections, chunking roots, results. Oh, there's a where. I thought I could just do find. Find active. Yeah, we want a single model. Oh, I guess I have to use where. Okay. Where active, ordered by name, where number. What if I want to do multiple conditions? Oh, none of these examples have multiple conditions, which just makes it confusing to me because I just want to know multiple columns. Okay, I'm just gonna eloquent where multiple columns. Oh, so you just chain them up. All right. Chain them up where x equals. God damn it, where's the key? X to search. And where y equals y to search. And where z equals room z. I guess I could have done this. We're going to need to eventually search for up and down too. Well, actually, we probably don't because we're always going to be generating the down direction. But whatever. Anyway, where's z? And then get. So to get the first. No, there should be this z. Okay. All right. So if found room, then we just need to set this room. So then it's this. Oh, I'm going to do another one of these damn switcheroonies. Take a quick little breather. All right, I do another fucking switch statement. If case north this. Yeah, we're gonna need to also change. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So found room. Oh, this is so confusing. Okay, so this north should equal found room. And then found room south should equal this room, right? Okay, so it looks like this code can actually stick around. Let's call this new room. And then if new room is null, can generate a new room, which is good. All right, and then down here when we get into this stuff, it's all good. All right, let's try this out. Go back to characters, delete Brad again, create Brad, hit play. Okay, let's try this again. We're gonna go north, east, south, and west. I hope to end up at room number 82. So north, east, south, and west. Ended up in the first room again. We can go in circles. We can go in circles. That's amazing. Isn't that incredible? Let's do it in the other direction. Let's go south, west, north, east. Back in the first room. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful what we've been able to build together. Oops, I closed the database window. All right, so let's look at how many rooms there are now in the database. So that's pretty nifty. We can actually move around rooms. Isn't that a great milestone? Oh man. Ooh. All right, I think this is worthy of a commit. I don't know how proud I can be of this code so far. It looks pretty messy. It's not commented at all. You know, let's say don't generate rooms for directions that have rooms already. And then search out for existing rooms at room destinations. We're actually going to want to probably do this no matter what. Like, even if it doesn't want us to generate a room in that direction, we're still going to have to check to see if there's already connecting rooms. Like up front, we're going to have to do this. So, yeah, it's gonna like even yeah before we try to generate rooms, we're gonna have to check to see if there's rooms there. But and then figure out how many rooms that room has. I wonder if there'd be a better data structure for rooms. You know, because right now a room holds a list of records of the rooms that you can like leave into. But what if we reverse that data structure and uh, we had it store rooms that lead into it, you know, instead of rooms that lead out of it, rooms that lead into it. I don't know what that would actually change. It actually kind of it hurts my brain to think about that a little bit. So let's just forget that I said that. That's weird. It's very strange. Um, so that's probably an improvement that I should make maybe right now. Because what we really want is we don't want every room to always have every exit. You know, like every room should have something else. Okay, so let's change this a little bit. Oh man, this code, I like this code a lot that it like shares this shit, but we can't actually do that anymore. So we need to grab this, and then for each, basically just duplicating all this. So let's undo this. Let's undo, redo. I'm just gonna copy this whole loop because we really want to see existing find existing connecting rooms. Okay. So we're never going to want to generate a new room. We're just going to say if new room is null, we're just going to continue. We're going to continue through the loop and not worry about it. All right, so that'll find rooms that I already have, and then this will be generate new rooms if needed. Get rid of this. We're always going to generate a new room. Okay. So at this point, we should be able to figure out how many rooms the room already has, and then kind of go off of that. So just to see how this works in practice, this room finder thing, let's pretend that we're just not going to generate rooms at all. Let's go back to characters, let's delete Brad again, and then Brad. Oh, poopy. Forgot that it's the first room, so no matter what, we want to generate some rooms. All right, let's undo this comment. Let's regenerate this. Delete. Also, I messed this up. This shouldn't say. Oh, it's not filling it. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, create character. Sad. All right. Auto generated first room. Okay. Now let's comment this out. Let's go north. All right. So the only room is south, north, east goes west, west goes east. All right. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so at this point, generate more rooms if needed. Let's decide how many rooms we want to generate. This is going to change eventually, but for now, let's just say it's like a random number. Let's get a PHP random integer. Pseudo random integer. It's nice that rand just returns an error. Okay. Number of exits should be rand, and it should be a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 4. Okay, and then what we want, there should be some sort of like list comprehension thing, but we'll say, how do you do a simple? Can you do like a simple for loop? For loop with an index. Okay, so you can actually do a normal for loop. All right, we'll do for I equals 0, I less than 4, plus 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 I. Is that even what I want to do? What I really want to do is I just want to say if this north can I like pop an object from an array? That's what I really want to do. If this north, what I want to do is I want to PHP array pop. No. PHP array remove item. You can use unset. Okay, how about PHP remove string from array? Oh, that's gross. It's gross, but whatever. It is what it is. Well, we know that it's the first one, so we'll just say unset directions to generate 0. Is null. And then we just want to do this 4 times. If it's south, if it's not null, then we can remove south. If east already has an exit, then we can remove east. And if west already has an exit, we can remove that. Okay. All right. So that should actually kind of remove the need for this. We can remove this. because this is going to make sure that by the time we get down here, there's like no more directions to generate. Okay, and so then we want to check the length. Yeah, all right, so let's check. We check the length of the directions to generate array. It tells us the reverse, if we -4 from it, then it tells us how many exits there are in total already. Maybe we should just do this. What if I just do minus number of exits? And then if number of exits is less than 1, then we just need to set directions to generate to an empty array, because then it won't generate any exits. Right, in theory. Let's find out. Let's go south. Go south again. Northeast. All right, let's start as a new character. Sorry, let's do it this way. Create a character, Brad. Play. So first auto-generated room has every direction. So did it just get lucky? It'd be nice if it told me how many rooms it was going to generate somewhere. Maybe there's a console that I don't know about. All right, let's go north. Let's go north again. North. It's generating every single. Well, that's interesting that one only generated south. Okay, let's make this smaller. Okay, we still got all 4 directions. Oh, I know what's going on. My bad. Okay, my bad. I didn't. I'm not decreasing directions to generate. So if number of exits is less than 1, but if it's not, else what I want to do is I want to randomly remove, like if, let's say while len, there's a len in PHP, right? PHP len. No, PHP array length. All right, if while count directions to generate is greater than number of exits, we want to randomly remove. That could cause a problem. So what we really want to do is we want to reduce the directions and net directions to generate down to the number of exits that's desired, and we want to do it pretty randomly. So we could do a loop. What I was going to do, I was going to do a while loop where it was just going to like remove one of the directions randomly, but there is a chance for it to try to remove the same one multiple times. I really need like PHP array all indexes. I need like a list of all indexes. There we go. Array keys. It sounds like I want array keys. And then can you get like a random value from, maybe you can just do a random PHP random item from array. Pick one or more random keys out of an array. Oh, there we go. That sounds good. Okay, so what we really want to do is we want to do a pop with an array rand, right? All right, so we want to do array pop. No, we don't want to do array pop. We want to do unset directions to generate. How did that work? Okay, so that's unsetting those indexes. Okay, so unset directions to generate, and then this should be array rand directions to generate. I don't know. Let's see if that works. Delete Brad. Great. Delete Brad. Play. Okay, west. We got one room. East, west, east, west. Well, now we have a new problem. So the new problem is that this works, but in this case, it was so random that it just gave me a room, like a room that just two rooms that just went back and forth. It gave me a dead end. So that's not good. Let's play again. Got an east, goes south. Oh, this one actually goes south. Goes east again. Goes west, east, east, west, west. Let's go north. Let's go north again. What if we go west from here? East. I feel like it's already hit a dead end, hasn't it? Like, it doesn't seem like we're really going anywhere. And then let's look at the rooms. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a 5-room sequence. So now we've got a problem with dead ends. We definitely need like a minimum number of exits to generate. We could make sure that a room always has at least 2 exits, up to a max of 4. Play. All right, north, southwest, west, 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 northeast, west. It seems like we've gotten to a point where no room only has two exits. So could that be some sort of problem? Uh, it would be nice to get to a room that doesn't have. Well, anyway, so what we should probably be doing right now is actually like making sure that we want to generate rooms. So for example, let's grab how many rooms are in this floor. We just want to count. So Laravel eloquent count. Word list count. Just searching here. Count. All right. All right. So while we're here, we're also going to do room count. Say room where z. This is how this syntax is, right? No. Where z equals this z, and then we need the other shit. We need oh, this is busted. We need also where character ID equals this character ID. Okay, that was going to cause a problem eventually. We didn't do something about that because we need that for this too. Room where this, the, and then where character ID. All right, we want to do get. Oh, he's just doing count. Just do a count. Count. Okay. If room count is greater than let's say 10. How far did this one get? 18. That's too big. If room count is greater than or equal to 10, then what we want is directions to generate to be nothing by default. And then else we'll do all this. All right, let's try this out. Let's delete Brad again. Create Brad. Play. All right, so we should max out at 10 rooms. Let's see how this works. North, north, east, 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 west, east. Oh, okay, west. Let's go south, go west, north. Oh, I'm fucking lost, but let's see. 11 rooms. Is greater than or equal. I wonder if I did I break it somehow, or is oh, maybe it's because let's say it's this. It could be this. If this is another this code is just turning into just a giant mess. If room count plus number of exits, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this differently. Let's say number say exits to go equals room count minus 10. And then if number of exits is greater than exits to go, this would be a better way to use it. It would be better if it's a term. Number of exits equals if exits to go is greater than number of exits, then set it to exits to go or number of exits. Ooh, we're programming now, boys and girls, if anyone's watching. All right, let's try this again. Let's play. Okay. Let's go north, south, north, east, west, south, south, west, south, northeast, west. I'm gonna assume I've gone everywhere. 10 rows, 9 rows, 9 rows. So there's a room. Is there a room I haven't been to yet? It would be nice if okay, there is a room I haven't been to yet. 172. How do I get there? It looks like it's like really far south. South, west, south, west, west, 175. Well, we're already back up to 11 rooms, so this isn't working. Is my ternary wrong? I wonder what the problem could be. Let's make it lower. Let's make it even less. Let's do a room count of 5. Just see what happens. Delete. All the rooms are gone. Brad. Play. Okay, so far we've got 4. So really the next room should just generate 1 room. Now we're at 6. Well, let's just solve this problem a real hacky way. Just gonna do a -9. And then we'll come back to this eventually. Maybe someday. Play. Let's go south. Let's go east. Let's go east. Let's keep going east. Why not? And south. Let's go south, north, south, west. South, north. 9 rooms. There's a room I haven't been to. Oh yeah, I haven't been. That looks like it would be north from the first room. How do I get back to the first room? No idea. No idea how I get back to the first room. All right, let's hack this out. Let's see. Have I been there? No, haven't been there. Haven't been there either. Uh, 182 north, east, west, 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 north. Okay, we're in the first room. Let's go north, south. Okay, and then this room looks like it's west of the start, north, south. What? Hold on a second. 186. 185, 186. So 186 has 3 exits. So it's definitely south. And then east. Okay, I'm in that room now. And then if I go north from here, I should get into the last room that I haven't been to. Okay, there we go. I've been to every room. And there's only 10 rooms. So this is frustrating. Because I want 10 rooms. I don't want 9 rooms. I want 10 rooms. When I set it to 10, it was creating 11 rooms. When I set it to 9, now it's creating 9 rooms. It's just standard programming stuff. All right, anyway, we've actually accomplished our goal for tonight. The goal was to get room generation working and get the player to be able to move between rooms in a logical way, and we did it. We did it. It's not pretty. Nothing pretty's happening yet, but you are moving around rooms, and it's working in like a cool single page app sort of way. It's not, there's no page refreshes or anything. Everything's just moving around. So that's pretty nifty, right? Very cool. I'll be right back. There's only half an hour left, but I'm gonna go urinate. I'll be right back. All right. All right. So, um, yeah, what's next? Now that we have rooms moving around, let's get a room description generator in place real quick. Um, I'm gonna put this as a function in here even. Um, should I? Yeah, why not? Public function description create description. Oh, I'm switching back and forth between camel case and not camel case. Probably not good. Uh, what is everything else in here? Oh, they're using camel case. All right. So boo on me for this stuff. I'm not using these anywhere, am I? No, I'm not. Don't need any of this. All right, create description. Let's come into text like, and let's steal some of this code. I mean, who cares, right? Who cares, right? Describe exits. Some of these comments are wrong. I love these what variables. Uh, description. So confused. Where does this come from? Really just adding MySQL real escape string is just adding them all together. Oh, I see. This code, I changed this so that instead of a big long thing, it just uses one of them. So why not? Let's do it that way. Random ran 0 to 4, and I'm going to do a switch. This is such a lame, stupid way to do this. Let's do it this way. Strings equals intro, floor, wall, head, special. And then this equal description. Oh, we'll just do return strings array rand strings. Okay, and then here in this populate, down here at the bottom, this description equals this create description. All right, let's see if this works. Hanging on the walls of this room is a large painting of a horse. The horse is screaming. It's a Dwarf Fortress reference. First, you think the ceiling is pulsating, but you realize it is home to hundreds of bats. You decide it's best not to disturb them. Let's go to the east. This room is filled with a thick cloud of swirling sand, being pushed by a wind you can't find the source of. You have to put a cloth over your mouth to breathe and squint at your surroundings through pinched fingers. Let's go south. A stream of water falls from a hole in the ceiling and into a hole in the floor. Both holes are too precise to be natural. Where is this water going? Where is it coming from? Back at a screaming horse. You only saw it for a moment when you entered, but you swear there was a fairy hovering in the middle of the room, only to vanish into a crack in the wall when it noticed you come in. Screaming horse. Before you, large blood-red tapestries hang from the walls, adorned with a strange crest you've never seen before. All right, so we got real quick and easy. We got room descriptions in place. Very simple. Do I end up in the? Yeah, I end up in the right room. Do Brad 2. Play. Though you can't fathom why, a small crack in the ceiling exposes a little of what must be sunlight. You can feel the warmth of it on your face. Taking a moment to enjoy it, you remember something you had forgotten long ago. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful writing. Really knew what I was doing 10 years ago. This is less good. From above, you can hear the sound of something slowly chewing on something else. That's not good. On something else. But the ceiling is too high, and all you can see is darkness. Whatever is making that sound, you hope it's friendly, or at least totally distracted already. Let's fix that. Whatever it is, whatever it is making that sound, you hope it's fried chicken because you're hungry. You could go for some fried chicken. All right, let's get this committed to the database, or committed to the database. Let's get this committed to Git because we've done a lot and we don't want to lose it. All right, Git room move implement movement between rooms. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's bring up the GitHub. All right, and the GitHub. Bring up the projects. Road to alpha. Start playing a character. Hey, we did it. Technically, we did it. This really just meant generate initial room, generate offshoot rooms automatically. All right, so we did that. So then the next things that we have to do, like we've got this combat thing, but that's not even the big deal. The next thing we need really is an item system. Even before you can fight things, you need to be able to pick something up and put it on. If I create enemies and put them in the room right now, what good is that? It doesn't do anything for us. We can't fight them. So before implementing enemies, should probably implement a way to get items. And so in text, like originally, there was a chest system. Maybe you couldn't what? Oh, fight them without items. Uh, Dan, I don't know how long you've been watching. Did you see what we accomplished today? Did you see how far we've come? Oops. Daniel character. No, bro, you're zoning. That's okay. Well, so what I accomplished today was you can now click on a character to start playing it. Oops, there you go. And it will automatically generate rooms, and you can actually move around in the rooms. So let's go south, west, north, and then east. And we should be back at the first room. You just go south, south. No south, north, north. Back at the room. Yeah, so yeah, now you can move around. Basically, it doesn't do multiple floors yet. Right now, it's just generating one floor with 10 rooms in it, but it'll be pretty easy from this point onward to do the stairs going down. But anyway, items is next. I think I'm gonna move this inventory system one over. This is technically let's rename this to items. Implement chess. Implement items dropped into rooms. That's an important thing. Is that an item can either be in a room or it can be in the user's inventory. This is going to be an interesting thing because I'm pretty sure in Numu Tracker and text like originally I had every item in its own database. Like there was an armors table, there was a weapons table. Anyway, weapons table and everything. And I think I don't like that. I think I would rather just have a dedicated items table, and have every single item go in there. So healing item, any consumables, any equipable items can just go into one table. It's called items. And then those items have different types and possibly different attributes based on those types. But I'm not not really sure if that's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, especially if Laravel had proper JSON support in Postgres. It would be a very good idea because then I could just kind of store the stuff that's unique about an item just in a JSON field. Just put whatever I want in there instead of having columns for every separate thing. So it might not work to have everything in one table, but I feel like it would make some things a lot easier. Like what you ask? What was I thinking of the other night? Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to map it out later, or I'll think about it and write something up. That way, by the next time I'm streaming, I can talk about it. But anyway, implement items dropped into rooms. Implement picking up items. Implement equipping items. Yeah, what else? That's about it. So we'll say that's for next time. I don't know if I'll get all through all that in one thing, um, but yeah, items and chests. I mean, technically, a chest is an item, isn't it? A chest is an item. You can't pick it up or equip it, and it really is just destroyed on use, kind of like a consumable, like an apple or whatever. I don't remember what the healing thing was in text. Like I think it was an apple, apples and bananas. But we're flying along, flying along. How are you doing, Dan? How's your Friday night? I had your favorite. I had In-N-Out for dinner. I went to go get Jersey Mike's for dinner. I was like, I'll just go get a sandwich. But then as I was driving down the street, oh, I had to get a client call. Sent to Cali the other day. Yeah, did you bring up In-N-Out? It's really a lifestyle, bro. Lifestyle. Anyway, normally the In-N-Out I go to, or the In-N-Out that's around the corner from my apartment, basically, there's usually a line that stretches like all the way through the whole parking lot. So it's got a real narrow parking lot. And then it stretches all the way down the street. Like usually a block, half a block to a block down the street, the line of cars stretches. And that's like almost at all times. But today at 4:40 p.m., I drove down that way to go to Jersey Mike's, and there was no line. There was literally no line. Like I drove right up to the person standing out right by the drive-through entrance to order, and it was incredible. I even told the guy, I was like, this is weird. There's an empty drive-through, and he's like, yep, it's empty. And I was like, it's bizarre. I had to come here just because I saw there was no drive-through. He's like, yeah, you got to take advantage. And I was like, yes, yes, you do. My dog is very barky. Laszlo is a barky boy. Oh, and you missed it earlier, Dan. I was using Livewire. I had a. You're just gonna have to. Just gotta take advantage. I was using Livewire. I set up a button in one of my components that said "Hurt me, Daddy," and when you pressed it, it decremented the character's health, and it all like happened real quick and automatic. Like, do you want to see? Do you want to see? I'll do this for you. I'll do this for you, Dan. Check this out. I'm gonna go into my room panel. Sorry, my room panel blade, and I'm gonna put a button in here. Wire, click, and it's gonna say hurt character. Hurt me, Daddy. And I'm gonna style this button because I'm not a savage. I'm just gonna steal these styles. Room panel. Style this button. All right, I've got a button that says "Hurt Me, Daddy." It doesn't do anything yet, though. All right, so now I got to create a method on the component for this room panel. Say public function hurt character, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this room character in this room health is -1, And then this room character save. And then I'm gonna broadcast a message. I forgot how to do this. It's like emit. I think it's just like this emit, but let me double check. It's wait, this isn't what I'm talking about. No, I'm in the wrong docs. I need Livewire. There we go, Livewire. It's just this emit, this emit, and I already set up a listener. Character changed. I think that's what it's called. Let's go look. Let's go look in the character panel. Oh, character updated. Character updated. All right, let's see if this works. Hurt me, daddy. Oh, look, the health is going down. Isn't that pretty cool? And so what it's doing in the background, I load up the dev tools and I refresh it. We just look at the XHR and I hit hurt me, daddy. It's doing two little Ajax requests automatically. It's sending an Ajax request to, so room panel is emitting the character updated event, and then character panel is sending new HTML for the character panel. And then on the browser side, it diffs that HTML. So it sees like, oh, this 90 over 100 is different than what I'm displaying, and automatically, does the DOM updating there. So it's pretty cool. Pretty snazzy. All right, so now I can remove all this. Room panel. I can remove this button. All right. Well, did pretty good. Not bad for a streaming session. I feel like this camera angle makes me look fat. Like, I'm a very skinny dude, but just like sitting in this chair, I just feel like I look big. I look like a big dude. But I'm not. I'm not a big dude. A skinny dude. You don't? I don't look big? I just think maybe the camera angle is bad. I gotta get like a little tripod or something so I can do the co. Well, what angle should I be using? Should I be using like this? At least you can see how dignified my nose looks. An elevated angle is better. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to get like a tripod thing. Put it up here. Or something that can like attach to my monitor and like kind of stick out. Kind of works. And I do like this angle more. Oh well. I'll have to look on Amazon. Right now I'm just setting it on a picture frame. Or I can set it even further away. Put it all the way over there. Gorilla Grip. Dated a girl who had a Gorilla Grip one time. Gorilla Grip. That's it. I googled Gorilla Grip and it's like pet rugs. dog. That dog is crazy. My wife doesn't know how to lay down the law. She's just like, shh, Lazo, shh, Lazo, shh. It's like, that's not how you get a dog to be quiet. You gotta smack it. Okay, someone's gonna, in 20 years when I'm running for president, someone's gonna clip that shit. Gorilla Pod. Oh, I see. I have one of these, but it's not tall enough. Like, it's got magnets on the end. I don't want to put that on my monitor. But yeah, it's not tall enough to. It's not tall enough to. It's not gonna work. What's a magnet gonna do? Isn't a magnet putting a magnet on your monitor? It's not gonna be a good thing. I don't know. And besides, it's not. I don't think there's even like a metal bar. I mean, the other option is that I can like take it over here. Cable. Oh no, this isn't a good side of my face. Look at this. Look at this. This is not. Look at that fucking profile. What the hell? No, those are not my boots. No. Did you hear earlier that I said that my wife says that I look like the wet bandit that I obviously look more like? Could be my main man. Like, yeah. I don't mind this angle as long as I'm wearing the hoodie. Like, it's not offensive. It really does highlight my nose. Look at how big my fucking nose is. Yes. I blew Andy's mind the other day when I told her that that the wet bandit guy was Kevin's voice in the Wonder Years. She's like, what? And she like looked it up. She didn't believe me. I look like a poet. I'll accept it. My nose looks fucking huge at this camera angle. Like, my nose looks giant. It's like I'm all nose. Look at the schnoz on that guy. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I gotta turn this so that this is the name of a weed delivery company. Maybe they'll sponsor me someday. You look like you sit in Central Park and read poetry to art school girls. That's I'm gonna choose to take that as a compliment. My beard's a little unkept. I need to trim my beard up a bit. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Gotta go walk the dogs. Art school girls are the best. We're too old now. Art school girls are out of our legal range. You know, you're like 40, right? So your lowest age is 27. It's 27. If you're 27 and you're still in art school, it's not good. Should have just boned a professor by then. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll be around to play games. If you're gonna be up much later, can play some games or something. Oh yeah, you're not playing games. Okay, well, we could I don't know, get together, get some oil, you know, do a little this. Do a little this. Some oil, a little bit of oil. Oh, the light turned red. Means it's time to go. Good night. Well, not good night. Whatever. Anyway. Goodbye, chat of one.